Do you believe in life after gay love?
I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough, no. Cher, Michael, Whitney, Mariah. And now you know who's on the board. Doot, doot. So I got a question from one of my friends about relationships and love. And he writes, Dear Julius, help. I have been single for over a year now and can't seem to find the love I know I deserve. There's nothing wrong with my confidence and everyone enjoys talking to me. I'm a good looking guy, okay? I get over 100 likes every time I post a picture. But yet, no one seems to want to stay with me for more than a month. I can't even keep a job for 2 weeks. All of my past relationships have turned out terrible. Even when I hold back the sex. What are we holding back the sex for? Don't get me wrong. I have that good, true bottom booty. But that makes the guys fall in love. I put it down on them like no other. But I want something real, and I don't want a relationship based on sex. Really? I'm good to my guys. I pay my fair share, and I take them out and buy them clothes. What am I doing wrong? So please help. How do I know when a guy loves me? How do I know when I love that guy? So there's a lot going on in this letter. And I first want to explain why I took this question. It's an important issue that affects all of us, whether you be gay, straight, whatever. I'm going to broaden the question a little and deal with what I think isn't being said. You say you can't seem to find the love you deserve, but let's step away from love for a second and talk about dating, because the mindset, I believe, is different for the two. Dating and love follow the same road but begin to veer at some point. And what I think confuses most people is that they give love's privileges to someone that they're only dating. They don't know when it's time to get on and off the exit ramp. So you begin to treat him or her in a way that they are not qualified to be treated because their mindset is on dating. And there's nothing wrong with a mindset to be on dating, but you're giving them love, and that's the problem. If we say it another way, you are giving something permanent to someone who hasn't applied for permanent status in your life. When I think of love's privileges, I think of things that I wouldn't do for just anybody. Getting a joint bank account, moving in together, washing your laundry, paying your bills, giving you full body massages with my tongue. Privileges will vary, but make sure you have some privileges. Giving all of you to everyone, problems. So make sure you don't do that. Now, before you can love, you gotta date. So slow down, take your time. All living in the fast lane is going to do for you is help you waste time more efficiently. Before you know it, you're 35, single, unhappy, and don't even know where the fuck the years have gone. So do you want to date? Do you want to love? Or do you want to date until you find love? Set your standards and make sure they're human and on your level. Don't be wanting a lawyer and a doctor when your mindset is on food stamps. Don't be out here talking about you want a man with a house and a good job when you're living in your mama's basement borrowing money from your sister's boyfriend. Now, you equated confidence with the number of likes you get on a photo. That's fucking retarded. And that line of thinking is dangerous because it causes a ripple effect. First, you post a picture. That picture gets what, like 30 likes? And then you begin thinking, how can I get more likes? So you find out what people like and give them basically more of what they like. What started as a mode of self-expression has transformed into a vehicle for self-promotion. And you didn't even realize it. Self-expression builds confidence while self-promotion breeds arrogance. And because you didn't realize what you were doing, the unintended consequence is that you went from being an individual to a brand. The problem is people date individuals, they wear brands. So even though you've increased in popularity, you've been reduced to something someone basically puts on for a period of time and then takes off. Nothing against popular people, but maybe this is why a lot of popular people end up empty and depressed, because they're trying to live up to a brand name someone else gave them. There's nothing wrong with being popular. We all want to be popular, and I don't blame anyone for wanting to be popular, but just don't base your confidence on your popularity, because then you may end up arrogant. And there's no better dick repellent than arrogance. So because confidence and arrogance have similar energies, here's how you can tell the difference. If you're a confident person, your focus is on you. You want to look good for you. You are your own individual and aren't focused on what other people think about you. You don't compare yourself to others because you have an inner peace and inner stability. What your friends think about you does matter, but not enough that those thoughts should drive you. Now, an arrogant person is empty and usually fills themselves with everyone else's abilities, except they think that they can do it better. Arrogant people focus on everyone around them because they're empty, and they feed on the spotlight. So evaluate yourself and make sure your confidence isn't arrogance. If you don't already, set aside some time to get to know yourself daily. It's hard to date and even harder to love when you don't know yourself and what you offer. Something else that stuck out to me is when you talk about how you can't seem to keep a job for more than 2 weeks. It really does seem like you might have a problem with commitment. And having a problem with commitment, not necessarily a problem, but you have to ask yourself, why is that? Could you be looking for excitement, spending too much time trying to chase new moments? Could it be that you aren't as mature as you think you are? Not being able to keep a job is a huge red flag, because a job is a kind of instant reward system, right? You show up for 8 hours, do your thing, bare minimum kind of work, or maybe you go above and beyond. But at the end of the week, you get a paycheck. A relationship is a more delayed gratification system, right? It could be a long time before you reap the benefits of your labor. So if you can't handle instant gratification on a simple scale, I have to wonder how you can handle delayed gratification on a more complicated scale. Don't take this the wrong way, sweetie, but it is possible that you are the reason no one else wants to stick around. So spend some time evaluating yourself and your situation. Let's talk about sex for a second. A common misconception is that if you hold back sex, you'll be respected. What I don't understand is how people say they want a relationship that isn't based on sex, but yet place a high value on the action itself. If you're not basing your relationship on sex, then it shouldn't matter when you give it up. I kinda, but not totally, understand the logic. If a guy is willing to wait, then he respects me. But you aren't taking into consideration the fact that guys are willing to wait as long as they have to get it from you. Maybe they heard some good things about what you have to offer, but that doesn't mean they aren't getting it from someone else in the meantime. And what happens if you make them wait? Then you decide to give it up and they end up not liking your sex or finding out you don't swallow or something. I'm out. You talk about putting it down and having that good, irreplaceable bottom booty. Everyone thinks they're the world's greatest, and that's bullshit, and I'll tell you why. Facebook, A for A. BGC, Boy Ahoy. Manhunt, POF. Craigslist, Scruff, Radar, Grindr, Bros for Bros, Just Us Guys, Man List, Out Personals, Men for Men, Manplay, Jacked, Gay.com has made it easier for everyone who thinks they've got the good to meet in one place and test that theory. If he wants to fuck, all he has to do is grab his phone, update his location, and everyone in that area who wants what he wants will show up, distance logged down to the feet. And if you think that somewhere in that sea of booty, someone can't do what you can do, honey, you're dreaming. Wake up. Personally, just speaking for myself, I find it annoying when I hear someone talk about how good they are in the bedroom. You're basically saying you're good enough to fuck, but not good enough to keep. Why brag about something like that? The cognition behind sex. What are men thinking? We're thinking about coming. It really is that simple. It doesn't matter how much we want to please you and make you happy. The ultimate goal is release. And when we want this release, we can get it from anyone. You don't have to be good. You just shouldn't be bad. Now that the bar has been severely lowered, you don't have to be the boy with the golden butthole. You just need to be available. Stop buying these guys shit. If you're just dating someone, you don't need to spend any of your money on them. Some guys really do come around just for the money, and they're very good at making you think that they want more than that, but really they don't. The best way to test this theory? Put your money in your pocket. Put the wallet away and keep it away as long as you can. If they want you, if they want to be with you, if they want a real relationship with you that's not based on your money, they'll stay around. And if not, It really is that simple. Now, you asked about how to tell if the love is mutual. First of all, self-evaluation. Can't stress it enough. You really do have to know your own feelings, because what you think is love may not be love. See, love is blind, EVE. I can't tell you how to feel. You need to have a good command of your own feelings. But also, look at where and how that man is spending his time. We're pretty simple. We spend time doing what we love to do. If we're with you, not on our cell phones, not trying to find out what's going on outside, not trying to find out what our friends are doing, that's a pretty good sign that we like being with you. And that might not be love, but it's a good sign that you're headed in the right direction. Remember, veer, on and off ramp. What a man spends his time doing will define him. That's an important point. Whatever we spend our time doing defines us. If we spend our time playing video games, chances are that's all we want out of life. I'm talking about the majority of our time. Obviously, I'm not talking about a couple of hours a day and all that drama. So dating and love are two different things. Here I chose to focus on dating because I think it's important to date and then fall in love over time. I'm not saying I don't believe in love at first sight, just saying it's more practical to date first. I'll probably need to do a whole nother video that talks just about love. So let's review. You're not the greatest. Humble yourself. Likes don't matter. Men will fuck anything. It helps to swallow and evaluate yourself and your situation. Hope that answers your question a little bit. I know we got to go more into detail in another video, but I hope that answers, at least cracks the surface of what's going on in your life. Like, subscribe, and share. If you have any more questions, you can submit them in the comment section of this video, or you can hit me up on social media, facebook.com/drostatus, facebook.com/drostatus, or join our group Gay Life, facebook.com/gaylife or whatever. We'll put the link in the description. And don't forget to tweet me at drostatus. And now, until next week, sadly, we must depart. The Drostatus Academy. Subscribe to the madness.